Are you ready to perform on stage today?
It's our first show.
It's our first show. Wait, no,
Well, not ours.
not ours.
We've been doing this a while.
We have
We're hardened veterans.
very hardened veterans. We know our
But our
way around the
girls.
block. Yes,
Our girls are on stage for the first time.
it's time for their first show.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to talk about today on Jared and I Watch Love Live Sunshine, episode number 3. I'm Jared. That's Anladium.
Hi.
And we're going to talk to you about episode 3, which is entitled First Step. Because you got to take that first step if you want to keep moving. Or else you're just going to stand still. So, things happened today. Or in this
we're kind of
episode.
given like an ultimatum.
Yes, exactly. Because we get an actual introduction to one of the characters that we briefly saw in the first episode.
Yeah, I didn't realize that she was going to actually be a thing.
Yes, she is going to be a thing.
Yeah, apparently. Which things that I've learned about her. She switches between Spanish and Italian, and also she's very gropey, like full of molestation.
Yeah, that's kind of like a slightly bad trope that both of these series do. They don't do it like a
Slightly?
lot, but
Slightly.
slightly.
That's a pretty bad trope.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but like it's not like they go full on with it like all the time, at
Yeah.
least. But yeah. One of those things you look at and you're like, I can't really defend that.
No.
No.
It's full on like non-consensual boob gropage going on there. But they're like, it's okay because they're girls.
Still
I
not
don't
okay.
want anybody touching my boobs. They're mine.
So yeah, we are introduced in the very beginning of this episode because Chica, Yo, and Rico are practicing on the beach
With a yo hat.
with the Yo hat. It makes its first appearance in the series. And then just like a helicopter comes around and they're like, who's that? And I think Rico or one of them's like, oh, that's the O'Hara helicopter. And then it just comes darting right to them.
Darting right at them.
And then Mari like opens the door and is like, what up? I'm speaking Italian to you.
Ciao.
Ciao. And that's our introduction.
It's weird. Which I made a joke that it's Haruka, but
Not wrong.
I mean, they do,
Fly helicopters. Yep, you're right.
they fly helicopters, and Haruka did kiss Sailor Moon without permission. So,
True.
and they're blonde.
We're just finding so many connections between the last series we did and this one.
I know. It's amazing what happens when you watch Sailor Moon.
So we get a cut to the school where Mari also introduces herself as the director of Uranohoshi Girls High School now, and also is a third-year student.
Yeah, isn't she a little young for that?
She comes from a very rich family, let's just say.
Ah, okay. I mean, yeah, money does get you pretty much
So
anything.
special connections allow for that.
She's freaking out because she's like, "Am I not wearing the uniform right?"
And she, this is where you get the introduction to her famous meme-tastic phrase of "it's joke," which works a lot better in the Japanese version because she just randomly starts saying that, like the English phrase of "it's joke."
Oh, in English. Okay.
Yeah, because like we were talking about when we were watching this, like she gets the Mitsuru treatment of character that speaks a random other language in Japanese, which is usually English, and then when they translate it back to English, it just gets to a completely different language. So sometimes that
Oh,
works,
rich
sometimes
people.
it doesn't. Oh, rich people indeed. So Mari gives the second years a green light to do their idol club, but with a stipulation. They are able to have their first show in the gymnasium, which is nice. Big show, big space to do it, nice space to do it, but they need to pack the house in order to keep the club alive. If they don't pack the house, the dream's dead, the club is done, they have to disband. So it's time to get to work on figuring out how exactly do you pack the gymnasium full of people so that they will come and watch and that the club won't get disbanded. Because immediately they're like, well, we can't just invite all of our classmates because that will not fill the entire gym, so that's a problem. So we need to come up with a different solution.
So flyers.
Chica, begs her sister to hand out flyers at her work because that would be a way to get people there. But they also go on the streets and start canvassing people and be like, hey, here's a flyer. We're doing a live show. Please come see it. Help.
It's like Chica, cabadons somebody and, straight up, in her face with her arm over, you're going to come, right? I'm like, Jesus, you need to calm down, girl.
So Yo's the gifted one at this because she's like, here you go. Hey, hi. Chica's just a weirdo. And then Rico's like, no, I don't like talking to people.
She talks to a poster.
And then we also see some familiar faces show up during this. Yoshiko is in stealth mode.
All right, Gundam Tanaka.
And then we see Hanamaru and Ruby coming back from the bookstore, and Hanamaru have 30 books just strapped to her back.
It's so funny.
She must have some good upper body strength to just hold all those books like that.
Right. I have the hardest time carrying books from the library.
So they give flyers to all of them, and then Ruby asks the very important question of, hey, you're having a live show. What's your guys' group name?
What's the name?
And they're like, kind of haven't thought that one through yet. So we get a meeting of sorts after practice at the beach where they're trying to figure out the name for the group. And a lot of the names are just bad.
Mermaids!
The Three Mermaids. Or the Uniform Girl Squad. So you see a bunch of they start writing names on the beach, and it's a bunch of just weird ones that are just not great. And then they stumble upon one that had been written in the sand that they didn't write. And they also try to figure it out because it is AQOURS. How do you say that? Aqua?
It's not how I would pronounce that.
So they decide to go with that. They are now the trio known as Aqua. And they have to go give out new flyers with the group name on it. 'Cause that's what you do.
Yep.
And then it's time for the big show.
Oh man, I was so worried.
It's interesting because I've seen the first series, and this is essentially a trope they did in the first series too, where it's the first 3 members have to have a big show and prove themselves, and it's way more disheartening in the first series because they do the big show, and then it pans out to where you see the crowd and no one showed up.
Oh.
It is so disheartening.
Oh my god.
And then you basically kind of get a bit of that here too, because they get all dressed up, they got their cute outfits on.
Which it should be mentioned that it's storming really hard.
It is also storming very hard, which is troublesome, and that'll come into play very shortly. But they go on stage, and then they look out into the crowd, and it's only a few people are out there. Just some friends, Yoshiko, Hanamaru, and Ruby are out there. Some other classmates that aren't working or helping out with the stage production. Mari's there. Daya's chilling on the outside, and as is Kanan, just chilling with an umbrella, listening in the rain, I guess, because you have to be very brooding when you're a third year.
Apparently.
So, despite the low turnout, and basically that confirming that, oh man, we're boned, they go on with the performance.
Which I have to say that, hats off to Chica, because she sees it and you see her face just fall, but then she like immediately pops into that persona of like, "Hi guys, thanks
Hmm.
for coming." I'm like, "Dang, I couldn't do that."
And they get about like
I mean,
half.
she's not real, but
So they get about like halfway through their performance, and then all the power goes out,
yep.
and it cuts to the outside where like a power line's been chopped in half from like lightning. And it's like, good
Probably
Lord.
what happened was a lightning hit a tree and the tree fell on the line. It's probably what happened.
Something like that. Either way,
That's more likely
a
than lightning
dangerous
hitting the
situation
line.
that causes the power to go out, and like that essentially takes out the confidence that Chica had in like her, her on stage idol persona.
Yep.
Which, I mean, kudos to her. She still tries, and God.
Yeah, I was really bummed though because like they had the part where they're like singing like even without the power, and I didn't have subs at that point, so I had no idea what was going on.
Which is weird because like I have subs, but like I have the home release, and you're going off of probably more of the original release.
Yep.
When it was on TV. That part just like breaks me every time because like you can, it's hard to like to be able to sing just like normally, but to convey emotion like they do in that part where like you hear Chica's voice breaking.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
I admit I get a little weepy there. I really did.
The show will do that to you.
Oh no.
And then you see like some like generators show up, and then the power comes back on, and then there's a packed house here.
Turns out that Chica told her sister the wrong time.
Which is a very Chica thing to do.
She's like, "You dummy," and then they did like a 30-second concert. Like, well, let's just finish the song we've already started.
Well, thanks for coming. See ya. We only have one song.
You'd think they would like start over.
So they finish the song. Everyone gives them a rousing ovation for the 30 seconds of performance they saw.
If 30 seconds, it might have been shorter than that.
And then Daya comes up and he's like, "This is a farce. You just got lucky because the community's very nice."
Chica's like, "Duh."
It's like, yeah, I know. You're not
I
telling me
knew
anything
that.
I don't know. But they got everything sorted out. They got a full house. They're good to go.
So my question though is, like, Daya throws this fit, but isn't she the one who did the generators?
Yes.
Because it was showing her with them.
Yes, it is her who does that. Which I think it's more of like Daya doesn't necessarily want them to fail because of like extenuating circumstances.
Mhm.
She wants them to fail because they either aren't trying hard enough or they're not putting in the passion to actually want to do this. So that's the reason. Like that would be like why she would want them to fail, not because the power went out, so they're boned.
Yeah. Which those are some amazing generators to be able to do all that, because anytime that I've dealt with a generator, it's like very limited amounts of power.
True, but also they only have to like they're doing
30 seconds.
30 seconds, and then also it's just the gems and like probably a few spotlights or something like that. So
That's true.
not a super amount of power that you would need, but yeah.
But also they have like their music track and all that.
True, yeah, you're right. So yeah.
I'm just saying, I want one of those generators for Florida.
Gonna need like 3 of them just to do all that much power.
Right.
So yeah, we have a school idol club,
We do.
or kebub, as Chica wrote it on her placard. Which means we're finally going to be able to start getting new members.
We have the green light.
Green light is on. Cha-ching. It's go time for Aqua.
That is still not how you spell it.
Which we
Maybe they didn't want to mess with like Aqua the band.
Is there a band called Aqua? Oh, the
Yeah.
Barbie Girl people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's why they spelled it different.
It's a good question. I don't know. I just say Japan because that makes the most sense, but shrug shoulders.
I don't even think in Japan that would come close to being pronounced Aqua.
I don't know. Oh, okay. There is a reason.
Is there?
The name Aqua is a portmanteau of the words aqua and hours.
But it's
Still Aqua.
pronounced aqua.
Yeah.
Because the way that I read it in my brain would have been a combination of aqua
Aquas.
and aquas. That would have been a combination of the two words.
That's how I always thought it was pronounced. And then, like, I listened to more intently, and they're like, no, they're just saying aqua.
Lord help us.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, the search for new members will continue.
It will.
Or begin,
in
really.
episode 4.
And episode number 4, which is entitled Two Girls' Feelings.
So what was the name of the song that they performed at the gym?
Well, let's talk about that. Their first song that the second years do is entitled Daisuki Datara Daijobu. And also the only real song that they do in this episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, they only have one song.
Yeah. But there you go.
All right.
And not much else in terms of like trivia or things like that, so
That's fine.
so yeah, next time we'll begin our search for new members and have some fun with that and learn about some other characters.
Yep.
That have been hanging around here and there. But if you would like more from us, go to seasonallycheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like the Season Language Checkup and Season Language Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews as well. You can find more from Ann Ladium at annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/anime checkup. So next time, episode 4, Two Girls' Feelings. Lots of numbers.